Thanks for tuning us in. 2 cents, 2 minutes here at the wall. The incarceration rates in America are highest anywhere. We have 25% of the world's inmates with only 5% of the world's population. But now this video is not pointed at mass incarceration, but rather to rattle the cages of people who are not already in cages. Take a look at this chart, and we're going to go through some of the reasons why our prisons are maxed out.
We know now in 1971 Nixon lied about drugs to win his presidential campaign, but in 1981 Reagan did the militarization of our law enforcement, putting battlefield-ready equipment in the hands of our law enforcement to gear them up for the war on drugs. Well, in 1983, the DARE program entered our schools, and about that same time you had the Just Say No advertising campaign. Now, that was designed to help kids with peer pressure, but whether it made them curious or not about drugs, I guess we'll never know. In 1986 came stiff minimum sentencing, which took it out of the hands of the local judges. In 1988, we got the JAG Grant, which put a hefty federal bounty on everyone, including low-level possession charges. In 1991, the last Supreme Court justice that had any criminal defense experience retired, and for almost 3 decades now, we've not had a voice of any criminal defense on the Supreme Court at all.
30 years.
9/11 gave us the Patriot Act, which let them wiretap ordinary citizens. So now the NSA can share information with the DEA, and they can spy on ordinary citizens anytime they want it.
But they need probable cause.
Probable cause on 4 legs. I mean, in 2005, the Supreme Court said that drug-sniffing dogs could do searches on cars now. So the Fourth Amendment was just starting to get shredded. And around this time, cell phones became popular. So they came out with the cell site simulators, the Stingray. So now they knew who you were calling, who you were texting, what you were saying, what you were doing on the internet, and who you were... And as you can see on this chart, now we have mass incarceration. And there are now 10 times more people with low-level drug charges behind bars than what there ever was in 1980.
Oh, God.
And what should you plan to see next? Well, there's lots of cool stuff like facial recognition, license plate scanners, drones, heat signature devices, the RFID chip trackers, the micro...
Sorry about this. It's more like 2 minutes of hell.